and welcome back to The Body,
The Blood,
The Michelada,
a podcast. Natalie was stuffing her face with Totis Donitas.
Please read that again.
So this week's topic, we're going to be talking about haunted Hollywood, places in Hollywood that are a bit spooky.
Ooh, spooky,
Think
scary.
Hollywood.
Werewolf, bar mitzvah.
Boys becoming men. Men becoming wolves. There are some places in Hollywood that I think they're not super old, but I think they're old enough that enough tragedy has happened.
Yeah,
enough horrible
Hollywood
things have happened in Hollywood.
Town.
Everyone wants to know about Hollywood hauntings because you've heard these names before. You want to hear about the celebrity ghosts, that
That's
type
true.
of deal. I mean, history may not have happened here in California. Which, you know what? Fuck you. Because Mexico was here first and history did happen here.
But the stars died here. That's all that matters.
But the stars died here.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Because we are all made of stars.
We are made of stardust.
And the stars are all bullshit.
Anyways, Hollywood is our topic of discussion because obviously ghosts, celebrities are exciting.
Ghosts love Hollywood.
And we love Hollywood.
We do. We spend a lot of time in Hollywood.
We do spend a lot of time in Hollywood.
So much things.
My favorite place to be in Hollywood is the Pantages Theater. I think I see a show there probably at least once a month.
Oh.
We've seen shows there.
Yeah,
We have. We just saw Aladdin there.
Oh, yeah, we saw Aladdin there.
Sophie and I saw Waitress there.
I saw Waitress there as well. That was good. I've seen Wicked there.
We went with our parents.
Okay.
Did you go with your parents?
I did. I went with my mom.
Oh,
I always go with my mom.
Yeah.
I just saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Nice.
Ooh, how was that?
It wasn't good.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Oh,
good.
that's right. You said it was a trainer.
I am seeing Fiddler on the Roof later this month, though. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping. The tickets are very expensive.
I mean,
It's the worst
every
production
ticket
ever.
to the Pantages
of
is expensive.
Exactly, which is why it's so disappointing when a show isn't amazing.
Yeah.
But they can't all be winners. So I did want to talk a little bit about the Pantages.
Okay.
It's a pretty old theater. It opened on June 4th, 1930.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that old.
No, it's been around for like a pretty long time.
It's almost 100 years.
Yeah, it was actually the last movie palace built in Hollywood.
Oh.
So it was like the last like huge theater for movies built.
Wait, that's considered huge?
Yeah.
I mean, think about the other theaters in LA.
Oh, that's true.
Where did
The other movie, like the single movie theaters, like
Okay.
this thing, like
where did we go where I was real fucked up?
The Los Angeles Theater is one of the theaters down
Exactly.
Broadway. Downtown.
See, if you compare the Pantages between that, the Pantages could fit up to 2,700 people when it opened. It was a large theater, like a lot of people. And if you look at it, like the facade is pretty big, and the entrance is huge. There's two like carpeted staircases. It's a beautiful theater. Yeah. It's a Art Deco themed. So the creator and like the mind of the Pantages Theater was Alexander Pantages. He owned a chain of movie theaters, and this was the last in his line.
Oh, okay. Do any of the other ones still exist?
I don't know that. I was just thinking about that, but I don't think they do, because this is like the Pantages Theater.
Yeah, I've never heard another one.
Yeah, he just had, it was basically a line like the same as like RKO had a line of theaters and things like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they all sort of died off, except for the Pantages, just I think because of its history. Although Alexander Pantages did not get to see his theater for very long. Before it even opened in 1929, he was accused of raping a 17-year-old girl.
Oh my god.
Her name was Eunice Pringle.
I mean, I believe you, Eunice.
Eunice, I don't know.
You shouldn't. And here's why.
Oh.
So, Pringle was an aspiring dancer and claimed to have been lured to Alexander's office at the Pantages while it was being built. And that's where he attacked her. However, he was later acquitted of the charges once more evidence was put forward. It was believed that Eunice was paid off by the owner of RKO to make these false claims because Alexander Pantages would not sell his theater.
Oh.
He was trying to ruin him.
Eunice is a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, is Eunice a bitch or is... No, the people that were behind it were bitches. She's just a small person in all of this.
She is, but
I mean, she's getting paid off, but...
She's getting paid off.
Yeah.
Think about the time. How poor people were.
That's true. The
Don't
30s
blame
were
her.
not a good time.
She was put up to it.
Oh, yes. I'm drinking a dirty martini.
Oh my god, we missed
Thanks
that
to
part.
Natalie.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Today's episode is brought to you by a dirty gin martini,
Which Paul is sipping.
actually Paul's favorite drink. I made that one just for him.
Thank you. It
the
is
recipe-
delicious.
Oh, good. The recipe will be up on our Tumblr and our Instagram. Please go look at that and make yourself a martini.
So after the trials, it pretty much ruined him financially, having to pay for a bunch of big lawyers, and his reputation was completely destroyed. So he was forced to sell his theater in 1932. He did not sell it to RKO though. He sold it to Fox West Coast. So at this time, Fox owned the theater. Fox would own the theater up until 1949 when Howard Hughes purchased the theater as part of his RKO theater circuit. So RKO eventually owned it, but under the ownership of Howard Hughes. Hughes then moved his personal offices to the theater's second floor. The Pantages was used as a movie theater up until 1977, which I found shocking. I thought that it had...
I thought it had been like a theater this whole time.
Yeah, but no, movies, like actual movies. It closed in January of 1977.
Okay.
And then opened a month later, and that's when it became like the go-to destination for live theater
in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but before that, it was mostly used as a movie house. So now the Pantages Theater is known for its large Broadway shows and live theater that we've all seen multiple times. So that was the history of the Pantages, and I want to talk about the spirits that live there. So as you all know, whenever a place has a lot of history, spirits like to attach onto it, especially when things that are like shocking, or if someone spends a lot of time in a certain place, like spirits can definitely attach. Mm-hmm. So the first ghost I want to talk about, she's known as the Singing Woman. So the rumor is that a woman died while watching a show in 1932, right after the theater had opened. Mm-hmm. She was sitting in the mezzanine, and for reasons that are unknown, she passed away.
Oh, okay, she didn't like this, like...
She did not fall. They think it was a heart attack or something like that.
Wasn't that good.
I would have said it was a fall.
Yeah, true. If you want to be dramatic.
Yeah.
So
it's a better story.
It is a better story. They say that she was an aspiring singer. She was coming to watch. Yeah, coming to Hollywood. She wanted to be an actress. But unfortunately, she passed while watching a show. But since then, I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Yes. You're fucking bored.
Since she died, she can be heard singing in the theater. Even up until recently, her voice has been picked up by microphones during live performances.
Oh.
Yeah, she seems to have a thing for Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Well, who doesn't?
I know. You can hear her sometimes singing whenever Phantom tours.
Oh my god, she's here with us now.
Oh my god.
Oh
Sing for me.
I need to play something for you by the time.
Is it the shrew?
No.
Oh, it's not?
It's Big Butts and Phantom of the Opera.
Have you seen the shrew singing that song? Where it's like, it goes, take a look at that snout, and then it sings that. It's the best thing ever. It's my favorite thing. So yeah, she really likes to sing Andrew Lloyd Webber, including Phantom, and then Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat is one of her favorite things to sing. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Singing Woman. One of the other ghosts who lives there is Alexander Pantages himself. He can be seen walking up the aisles during performances, but before he reaches the back door and the ushers go to open the door, he just disappears.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I got this.
I know. I think that's kind of rude. He makes these people go to work and then he just disappears. Doesn't even use the door. So one of the bigger appearances by Alexander Pantages was after a performance in 1994. A wardrobe lady was leaving the theater. She was one of the last to leave when the lights that light the aisle went out, and she tripped and fell. But someone came up to her and offered them their arm, and lifted her up and then guided her to the exit. But when she went to push open the door and like lit the inside, there's nobody there.
Oh, well, at least that ghost was
kind
really
of helpful.
nice.
They think that he was like protective because it's his theater. He wants like people to be safe inside of his theater. Another ghost who lived there is thought to be Howard Hughes himself, since he spent a lot of time at the Pantages. His personal offices were there. He can be seen on the second floor, where his office used to be is now a conference room. So people who are there working, either the staff or people visiting, can sometimes see Howard walking down the corridors, and he'll walk straight through the wall where his office used to be. So he's trying to go into his office.
Oh,
He just walks through a wall. And then during the restoration in 2000 of the Pantages, there were multiple workers who claimed that they saw a very tall man in a hat, just walking around and like inspecting the building and inspecting their work. But whenever they would like turn to ask him like what he was doing or try to talk to him, he would just disappear. So they think it was Howard Hughes looking over the construction of the Pantages, since he had owned it for such a long time. And those are the main ghosts that reside at the Pantages. Now, if you ask the staff at the Pantages, they actually have some of their own stories. They have a page on their own website that lists ghosts that are there, and I couldn't find like anyone else claim about these ghosts, but the Pantages themselves claim that these ghosts live there.
Okay.
One of them is a pair of twins that sit in the mezzanine. They sit in the first row of the mezzanine. You can see them at almost every performance. If those seats are empty, that they'll just be sitting there, and then eventually it'll just disappear. They just like sitting at the front row of the mezzanine. Super weird. A dog can also be heard barking in the basement.
How did it get in the basement?
I don't know, but they never find a dog. They've never, like, they always go down there, but they can hear the dog barking, and they also hear its collar like jingling.
Ooh.
Super
weird. It belongs to someone.
I know. There's a poor dog there. And this one freaked me out. In the woman's bathroom, you can sometimes see a woman. She'll just be standing alone at a sink
with a knife.
No. But she'll just disappear. But you can see her in the reflection sometimes. So if you're just looking into the mirror, you can see a woman staring back at you.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, I think if you're going to see a performance at a theater, going to the bathroom and some ghost is staring at you while you're washing your hands, might put you off a little bit.
I mean, that would put me off anytime I went to the bathroom anywhere.
That's true.
So yes, that would very much put me off. So I can't be now.
I know, there's a ghost watching you. Mm-hmm. And that is the history of the Pantages and the ghosts that live there.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you.
You know, another really haunted place in Hollywood is Griffith Park.
I've heard. So I've heard.
There's a ton of stories about Griffith Park. Back when it was owned, you know, people would always have nightmares and people would die. They have that the horror nights there where you can go through the hayride, and a lot of the times the theme of the hayride is like terrifying nightmares that plagued people that lived in Griffith Park.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a theme there all the time.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. Imagine you're the one who had those nightmares, and now Griffith Park is making fun of you.
Imagine you never told anyone about that nightmare, and
but you go to the hayride.
That's actually a haunting. Isn't it?
That's horrible.
Well, one of the ghost stories at Griffith Park is actually about an old circus that was in the Griffith Park. So it was a traveling circus. It was a McAdams Big Top Circus. It was started by a guy whose name was Shane Enerson, but he didn't. I guess that last name didn't work in circus life, so he needed something like more snappy.
It doesn't sound very circusy. Like Barnum and Bailey or like things like that, but not Enerson.
Shane McAdams, I guess, was rolled off the tongue a little better.
I like it.
Yeah. And so he had a big traveling circus that would go around the country, but they always seemed to find themselves back in Griffith Park. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just really liked it. It is beautiful, other than like the ghosts.
The hauntings. Other than the ghosts. So that circus went from 1878 to 1901. And then along the way, it grew. He had a freak show, and he had animals, and there was clowns, and there was a tightrope walker. Mm-hmm. And, big circuses aren't really known for political correctness. Mm-hmm. So during this time, he would have a lot of people to be like, look at this crazy person. They're from China. Have you ever seen anyone from China before? Well, here's someone. Do something Chinese. Like, it was horrible. Well, wasn't it Barnum and Bailey? They just had like slaves in cages or something. Like
exactly.
horrible
They're
things.
Horrible. Circuses are not known for the humane things they did for their employees.
Or anything involved.
Yeah, and Shane McAdams was no different. He exploited people. He was cruel.
Well, that's the way to get money.
That was the thing with circus business. That's what it was based off of, exploitation of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, animals, people.
Yeah, and a lot of the time,
like oddities.
For the people in the circus, this was the only way they could really make a life for themselves, because no one was hiring these people. We didn't have ADA laws back in the 1800s. And
was your microphone off?
It was off.
Oh, that explains why it was not moving it off.
Do you want to get your reaction again? What were you saying?
I forgot already.
Okay.
So circuses were known for exploitation.
Circuses were known for exploitation, but they're also a place for people that had disabilities or just, weren't able to get work normal ways. Like, that's where they would go, and they could kind of, at least, they were getting ripped off for sure, but they had some sense of self-worth. Mm-hmm. So Shane was known as a particularly cruel man. He had like an iron grip on all of his performers, on the animals. Like, once you were in his circus, basically you were in the circus forever. Uh-huh. There was no way you were going to be able to leave. One person that he had in his circus was Pirsha Punjabi. So Pirsha was known as the jewel of India, like that was her thing. And basically it was just like, look at this pretty girl from India. And they made her wear the whole get up and, really play into it. And Shane made a ton of money off of her. He exploited her. He abused her, physically and mentally. Like, he was like, I own this girl. I made her who she is.
She's a horrible person.
Yeah, you ain't shit without me. Mm-hmm. I own you. And so they were traveling around. They came back to Griffith Park. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she had just had enough. Like, she could not live as basically a slave and entertainment. Mm-hmm. But who does?
Yeah, who wants to do that?
So one night, she sneaks into Shane's room or tent.
I guess they would live in tents.
I don't know. Live in tents or like those weird carts that you always see.
I think my only experience with circus living is American Horror Story. They lived in tents.
Yeah.
It must be truthful.
Because if anything about American Horror Story, it's that it's factual.
Historical accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Historically accurate.
Yes.
Yeah. They lived in tents.
Mm-hmm. Apocalypse, that all happened.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Mm-hmm. Do you see the country? Let's not get political. So she goes in to his room or tent at night and she stabs him.
Ooh, yes, get it.
Yeah, right? Like,
good for her.
Get it. Get your freedom. At this point, though, she starts to panic. She doesn't know what to do. Because now she doesn't want to go to prison. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'd just be going from one prison to another prison.
They'd probably just kill her.
Yeah, and like, America is not kind to women, especially women of color. Mm-hmm. Like, and she killed a prominent business owner. Mm-hmm. Like, that doesn't look good. So to try to cover her tracks, you have to remember she's not thinking clearly at this point. She starts a fire. She's hoping that instead of the stab, they'll be like, "Oh, he died in the fire."
Just burned to death.
Yeah, exactly. And fires start all the time. Then I'm sure.
You need to make sure to flip the body, though.
That's how I solve all my problems. If things are going bad, I just light fires.
Stab, if he burns. I mean, I don't know what forensics was like in the 1800s.
Oh, that's true. Well, no. Wait, when did Jack the Ripper happen?
Jack the Ripper, though, he didn't light any of the bodies on fire to hide the evidence.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have.
He should have.
He got caught.
I mean, he didn't get caught.
No,
Let's be real.
Caught. But we figured out who it was finally.
I mean, he's long gone by now, though.
Yeah. He got away.
He was a butcher.
Yeah. A baker. A candlestick maker.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Prisha starts a fire to try to cover up her tracks. And I don't know if you guys know this, but fires makes people super panicky.
What?
So everyone in the circus is starting to panic because now there's a huge fire and people are just running around. Stuff's getting knocked over. Animals are still trapped in their cages.
Oh my god, you're horrible. Why did you even mention
sorry.
that? Fuck you. They got out. They're free. They're living in Griffith Park still.
There's just a family of giraffes.
Yeah.
There's like a juggling bear that like people see every now and then. In total, 14 people died in the fire.
Oh my god.
Most of the animals, Sophie, cover your ears. Most of the animals perish. And
I mean, I'm sure
it's horrible.
I was at the time. No one probably cared.
I said earmuffs. Cover your ears.
My ears are on.
Did you see my ears are on?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we have the first cry of the podcast. It took until episode 3.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
I just thought about my cat right now. Okay? He's in here.
I mean, I don't know. If your cat was in a cage, they probably could have slipped out.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
bars in the circus are pretty big. Like on those cage ones.
He's a little tiny guy.
Yeah.
So, the fire is just insane. And it's in Griffith Park, which is also like a huge forest. It's a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, of course, dies because he had stabbed.
He got stabbed.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, he was a horrible man.
Yeah,
but it said that
no loss there.
even now, like the fire was so traumatic that remnants of it still exist.
Oh my god.
So people that are hiking in the park say that you can still hear the animals, you can still hear like the circus music, sometimes you can smell fires.
Oh.
In the night, around the time, I think the fire started around like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
They say that certain times of year you can actually hear you can hear panicked people.
Oh my god.
Like running around and trying to get out of
That'd
there.
be terrifying.
Yeah, can you just like hike through Griffith Park having a great time with your family and all of a sudden it's like, run, there's a fire, and you hear like monkeys and
Imagine
stuff.
you're at the Griffith Park Easter egg hunt. You smell fire and there's like your animals just screaming. Oh, fun time for the family.
Oh yeah, great times.
Great times.
So if you're ever in Griffith Park and you smell a fire, I mean, you should run.
You probably should run anyways.
Yeah. But also you might be experiencing ghosts.
It might be the circus.
Or having a stroke.
You could be having a stroke.
Oh, that's true.
You should just never go hiking.
Yeah, never go
Guys,
hiking.
be fast.
Be fast.
What's be fast?
I know fast.
Breathing.
Breathing. Breath.
Breathing.
Shortness of breath.
Shortness of
I think
breath?
eyes, because your eyes are like
Yeah.
eyes.
I
guarding.
move it.
Face
droopiness.
droopiness.
Arm tingling. Slurred
speech.
speech.
Time.
We got it.
Yay!
We're
We
saving
save lives.
lives.
We're so good at this.
I know. We should all be doctors.
Thank you for that story.
You're
I
very
really
welcome.
liked it. It's a really good story.
Thank you.
So, here's the thing. It's been a really rough week, y'all. I had to be sent home twice from work
for punching people.
I have a lot of anger issues. Someone thought I was having a stroke. You know, I had to lay down a lot. So I had a story in mind. Like, I had my topic set up. I never made notes, so I'll just be reading these.
Okay.
So cut me a break, guys. I'm working hard, even though I don't have to.
I like that you're like, I'm gonna be reading these, and I look over and it's her Starbucks app. She's like, I'm gonna be ordering a latte. Mama needs a drink right now.
I can't even finish the ones in front of me.
My story.
Oh,
the caramel frappuccino.
Well, our story starts with the tall mocha chocolata.
It's about a real lady marmalade.
So, you guys have all heard of the movie Ghostbusters, right? Classic. I like the new one.
I enjoyed the new one,
I also like the new one.
I think it... Well, I mean, yeah, I know people wanted the Ghostbusters, like the old Ghostbusters, but I really appreciated this take on it. But, well, you know who wrote the original? Mr. Dan Aykroyd.
Yes.
Everyone knows Dan Aykroyd. Funny man. Saturday Night Live.
It's very funny.
Blues Brothers. All that jazz.
And all that jazz.
He wasn't in that. John C. Reilly was, though. He's Mr. Cellophane.
Yes.
Did you know that, his experience... What is...
It's a wrapped dildo.
Okay, hi. Hi, guys. My name's Sophie Jaramillo. And this is me. This is me. This is
the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
And though she looks so sad in photographs, I absolutely love her when she smiles.
When she smiles.
How many days in the year?
Oh, that's staying in.
Yes. Yes, it is. So anyways, Dan Aykroyd. His script for Ghostbusters was inspired by, well, his entire life, really. He has a really weird connection to the paranormal. Okay, so, his grandpa, Samuel, he was very much into everything paranormal. He used to even, like, hold seances and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had a grandpa who held seances.
Yeah, and,
Don't let that
actually, Dan Aykroyd's dad, when he was born and grown up and stuff, he was helping him with seances.
Oh my
so it was
God.
like a family thing. They all had a knack for this type of thing.
I want that to be a family thing.
And,
Just like
we should start that.
gather around the kitchen table, hold a seance
that'd be nice.
over some dinner.
Yeah.
How come we haven't done a seance yet? Who would we contact?
Ooh. Who would want to talk to us?
Who would want to talk to us?
Do we know anyone that's died? Ooh, who's that crazy homeless woman that used to come to our store?
Oh my God.
What was her? Teresa? Not Teresa.
No.
Terry?
No.
It started with a T, didn't it? Tanya?
No, the one with the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Tatiana.
I don't remember her name. It might have been Terry.
She looks like a Terry.
She looks like she could be a Terry.
She probably died.
No, I'm almost positive she died.
We should hold a seance for her when we figure out what her name is.
I don't even know her name.
Terry, can you hear us? Please knock on the door.
Oh my God, it's her, guys.
Holy shit. Guys, we can make money off of this.
We probably could.
If you want to contact anyone in your life that you miss,
Please send us $20 and a very detailed description of
that
them.
BB Michelada at Venmo. Thank you. On Dan Aykroyd's mother's side, they apparently were prone to communication with the dead as well.
Oh. Everyone was witches.
So it's a family. It's a whole family affair over here.
And even there's a story that when he was a baby, like a toddler, he was in his crib, and I think like his mom was putting him down for bed, and he's like, "Mommy, who are your friends? Why are they here?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, the couple behind you, the lady and the man, like, who are they?" And of course she looks behind her and there's no one.
Why are kids so terrifying?
I don't know.
Children see so
kids
many
are
ghosts.
like way more sensitive to those type of things because
they're open to it.
They're always so nonchalant about it though. It freaks me out.
Well, because as a child you're just more open to everything. You're not as closed off. Like your spirit isn't even as closed off. So that's why they say they're more likely to communicate with things than we are. Because, the world got down on us and said, this isn't a real thing.
Also because they're the devil.
That's true.
The devil.
My cousin saw a ghost when he was a child.
It's because they haven't been baptized yet.
Really?
Yeah, because my aunt lived in a haunted farmhouse. Yeah.
Why are farmhouses always haunted?
I don't know. Do a lot of people
Why
die
does
there?
the devil go to rural areas?
I don't know. The devil went down to Georgia.
He was looking for a soul to steal.
Do you guys have fiddles?
Fiddle noises.
I heard he was in quite a bind.
I don't know the lyrics.
Because he was way behind. And he was looking to make a deal.
I mean, whoa, sorry. What do we have? What's happening?
You're telling a story.
Oh, I was telling a story. That's right. Anyways, he had all of these occurrences as a child. Even his brother was sensitive to this stuff. Because, it's on both sides of the family.
Sorry, all I can think of that girl who got hit. She's like, I'm sensitive, Aubrey.
I am sensitive, Aubrey. Fuck you. Anyways, he saw like a trumpet floating in the air, like at the
like at Disneyland.
Was Dan Aykroyd an Imagineer? He probably was.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe he's the one who's like, put a trumpet there. That'll look cool. I've seen it before.
The history of the Haunted Mansion is really cool. That's something we should talk about in the future.
We should. Ooh. Apparently, other family members that would stay in their home where they were conducting these seances
got killed.
No, they would
also see ghosts.
Well, kind of. They would experience the sensation of sheets being pulled off of them and stuff like
I don't
that.
like that.
I don't like that either.
So the family was open to it, the home was open to it, it was all around them.
Okay.
And so this followed Dan Aykroyd throughout his life. Mm-hmm. Even when he was just making it in Hollywood. Well, after Saturday Night Live and all of that success, he did finally get his home in Hollywood, in the Hollywood Hills.
Nice.
This was a 5-bedroom residence, which used to be a home for a bunch of different celebrities before him.
Okay.
It seemed like a cool place to live. He just got, he didn't just get money, but he had Hollywood money, so he could afford it. It was cool. So,
Dan Aykroyd?
Famous people like Ringo Starr and Natalie Wood had lived there before. And Mama Cass Elliot from the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh. Wow.
And reportedly, some of the previous homeowners decided to stick around.
Oh.
One of them includes a male spirit who died while living in the house and is buried right next to it.
Ooh. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you're buried on the property, you're probably gonna...
Yeah, you're probably gonna haunt it.
Hang around a little bit.
Dan Aykroyd recounted one instance with this particular ghost, this male spirit, where he turned over in bed and he noticed the imprint of a person on the mattress.
Oh.
And instead of running in fear, because he's used to ghosts, he decided to cuddle up with it.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm cool with ghosts, but I don't want to cuddle a ghost.
No.
It depends on the ghost. Like, if I knew the ghost.
But even then, that's a little weird.
Well, all the dead people I know, I was really close to, so.
But how can you be sure it's them?
I don't know.
So you can never know.
Well, if you're as sensitive as Dan Aykroyd, maybe you do.
Yes, but if I saw it,
he knew it was like that male spirit that was buried on the property.
Yeah, but that didn't seem like they're close. Like, it's not like his mom's ghost came back to
it's just the
to
random
spend some extra
homeowner
time
who used
with
to
him.
live there. Like, hey, Dan Aykroyd, want to cuddle? Dan Aykroyd's like, sure, buddy. Just gets into bed with the ghost.
But I mean, I don't know Dan Aykroyd personally, but he seems like the kind of guy. Him, Bill Murray, like, they would definitely cuddle some ghosts.
I could see that.
Yeah. And the other ghost who he said haunted this home was Mama Cass Elliot herself.
Oh!
He said that he was very sure that it was her because of how big her presence was.
Rude.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, he said there was jewelry that would constantly be moving across the dresser. Like, they would feel like heavy footprints throughout the house. And
Rude.
the Stairmaster machine would turn on without notice.
Okay.
Which you think is funny, but Mama Cass was actually kind of notoriously insecure about her weight. And she actually tried very, very hard to lose it. So that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that insecurity came from her being in a group with, I forgot what her name is. What's the other lady's name? The other female in the Mamas and the Papas. Because she was so, model-esque in appearance. Because I believe she had a crush on one of the other guys in the band, and he basically said, no, you're not attractive. I don't want any of that.
Okay, that's too much.
That's rude. Michelle Phillips.
Michelle Phillips?
Michelle Phillips.
Wilson Phillips?
From Wilson Phillips. No.
He just knew it was her based on her presence. He said it was never like chaotic. She seemed like a cool ghost. There was like a calming presence about her.
Nice.
Just really peaceful, but even though there was kind of he felt that she was like a large presence. So that's why he says it was Mama Cass Elliot.
I'm a cool ghost.
Anyways, all of these experiences, as well as specifically the experiences within his home in Hollywood, are the reason why he decided to write Ghostbusters, because it was just something he was that familiar with, because that was his thing, the ghost thing. So, I mean, that's what most people probably remember him for, so that's kind of
It's true.
cool.
Good for Dan Aykroyd.
Good for Dan Aykroyd.
You know who was afraid of no ghosts?
Oh, and
Dan Aykroyd.
that's true. He was afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of no ghosts.
And I hear that you could actually rent the place out now to
Oh my god, let's
stay.
We should stay the night at Dan Aykroyd's house.
I think it's like an Airbnb now.
Oh my
shit.
god.
Like one of those luxury ones.
Let's do it.
Why don't we stay at more haunted Airbnbs? Can we look
should
that
do
up?
that.
Is there a filter? Can you
Maybe.
filter haunted places?
We should look that up, actually.
Oh my god, we should create Airbnb for haunted houses.
Everyone, cover your ears right now. We're going to discuss a business plan.
You hear nothing.
Thanks
Anyways.
for listening, guys. This week has been super fun.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Hopefully, we didn't spook you too much.
We'll see you next week for Disney attraction. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
know.
Send in your requests for themes and topics and
Themes and topics.
maybe
Send it to
questions.
Zoom.
Send it to Zoom.
Are you old enough to know what Zoom is?
I don't know what Zoom is.
Oh my god.
What is Zoom? Thanks for listening. Tune in next Tuesday for another amazing episode.
Make sure to check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere where podcasts are available.
Rate us 5 stars.
Please like and subscribe, and if you are interested in our drink recipes, they will be up on Instagram and Tumblr.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.